that's number one. Number two, to your point, I think it shows the limits of any sort of like horseshoe anti-interventionist policy between the left and the right, because they may be Ukraine skeptics, but it's not because they have like a principled anti-interventionist or like pro-peace stance. It's like, no, this is the wrong war. We actually want to have a war with China and Mexico.
Exactly.
That's where our hearts really
Exactly.
are. Like, no, we're wasting our money and our weapons in Ukraine when we really need to use them to fight drug cartels in Mexico and,
And China,
the
because they're
Chinese
on the
Communist
rise
Party.
to be the next superpower. Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
so
it's like those are just as devastating, if not more devastating. Yeah.
worse. China, I mean, you're talking our neighbor and China, which is like a real, rising superpower. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
It is. War truly is deeply bipartisan. It's just different targets. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just different targets.
Who's the bad guy country? Who do we want to spend?
Now,
who do we want to prop up the military-industrial complex and send them trillions more dollars to go and fight?
I mean, in some ways, credit to Biden, right? Because he massively, massively reduced the drone war. He pulled the troops on the ground out of Afghanistan. But we're still in Iraq. And he ripped up the Iranian nuclear agreement when he said he was going to jump right back in it. So even with a president who's nominally more interventionist than the others, it's like, you're still messing up very, very basic things.
And blocked any ability to get to a peace deal in Ukraine, even as difficult as that, may be at this moment. But, when China even floated the idea of a ceasefire,
they mocked
suddenly our idea of like, oh, whatever Ukraine wants to do was out the window, and was like, no, we won't have that.
Right, exactly. So it's just, you're getting different factions of a pro-war approach, and you just have some instances where it seems more insane than other instances. It's so funny because he spends a lot of the time on the campaign trail. I would end the Ukraine-Russia conflict in one day. 24 hours, I'd end it. No World War III. No World War III. Anyway, we should invade Mexico.
Let's have World War III.
What are you?
Yeah, somewhere else on the planet.
Yeah, China. Got to go after China. Got to go after Mexico. But no World War III. It's like, Jesus, man. It really makes me feel like we live in some fiction-based thing. You know what I mean? Like it
feels increasingly surreal.
Yeah, it also
really
makes me want to move elsewhere.
There is that as well.
Anyway.